Hello,
Hello, my name.
how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
And welcome back.
Good
Glad
chat,
that
chat.
I'm too good.
Wow, good. During exam season. Wow,
Yeah, I mean, it's still far.
still a month.
It's still a month. But also the summer semester is so short.
Yeah, I
Like,
also felt that. Yeah,
it starts end of April
yeah,
and then it's till end of July, so
yeah.
not that long. Winter semester is longer.
The
It's
semester is
from,
too long.
yeah.
Think I.
Yeah?
Yeah, because of this winter itself, it's not
Winter
fun.
hater.
Winter hater. But yeah, summer semester is always too short, and then I think you get like a month or so to prepare, right? Like, or their exams going on
Yeah.
in July. Hmm, interesting. You recently told me there's no retakes at LMU.
Not in my course, no. I don't
That's
know if
interesting.
it's a concept, but I haven't heard about it at all.
Hmm.
It's like you can just give it in the next semester then.
Yeah, maybe it also depends on the courses, right?
Yeah.
Like some courses you
And
can also take.
yeah. And some courses, if you don't pass them, then you're out.
Yeah, that's also a thing. I think that's a thing everywhere, but in my experience at home, it was more in the same semester you could take the same course twice.
How's that
So,
working?
for instance, if you don't pass, let's say in July, that's the first sitting. Then there's usually a retake in August or September, usually August. So for the same course, you can take it. Obviously, the exam is different,
Yeah.
and but I think it's a nice thing.
That's really good, yeah, because then it's also not so far away. But
Yeah,
are there any classes in between
nay.
also? No. You just studied in for yourself again.
Yeah, and some people also, I never did it, but some people also did it really well that they didn't give it in the first setting. So let's say they had five courses and they said the four will give in the first setting, the fifth will give in the second setting.
It's really nice, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, there's ways to go about it, right? Like some people also deliberately fail their first setting or something.
Mm-hmm.
They can give the second one. But
Yeah, I like that.
yeah,
Definitely the concept of retake. Yeah, I don't know. Here's always a bit of the pressure. You need to pass, otherwise you're dragging these
yeah,
exams with you to the next semester where you need to give the other exams also,
yeah.
right? So it just adds up.
Yeah, I think so too, but it really depends on if you're really like, I need to finish my degree in 3 years. If you don't want to do it in 3 years, if you want to do it in three and a half, that's
Yeah, I
also fine.
think most ideally, I mean, I don't know. Some people maybe see that different, but the perfect is if you finish it in this time, or then you're done.
Yeah, I think ideally also. Yeah, true. But it's also like if you want a good GPA, if you want a good, like you want to pass all your exams, etc. Because like like who's counting, right? If you say take 6 more months, then who cares?
Yeah, it's
Right?
true.
I think it's fine. I also took, I think, 6 more months for my master's. I think it was
Yeah,
the right decision, to be honest. Like, what would I have done if I graduated 6 months before? The same thing.
that's true. Yeah. I mean, at the end, the most important thing is that you pass all your exams.
Yeah, and if your goal is like you get a good GPA, then also why not use the time?
Okay, what is a GPA? Now we need
Like your
to.
uh, whatever your average is for all your grades,
Oh, okay.
right?
Mhm.
What is it called in Deutsch?
Gute Frage.
Grade
Durchschnitt.
something. Ah, Durchschnitt. Yeah, sure.
Ja, Notendurchschnitt.
Yeah, so that one, and yeah, why not, right? If you can be strategic about it. Like you can, for instance, if the choice is you give all every semester you give five exam and on average you're getting like 2.5 or 2.3. Otherwise, if you take 6 more months and take four courses on average per semester,
Mhm.
just do that, and then your grade point goes to, I don't know, 1.7 or something. Then yeah, why not?
How important is the Durchschnitt at the end?
I think in Germany it's less important. It's topic of debate also. Like I think I also made a video about this, that it does matter,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you go to these consulting companies, etc. Right? Like they do take it into account. But most companies are not that crazy about it. They're like, yeah, if you've studied something from a university, then you're good, which I think is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But in like Pakistan, and I definitely know in the US, it's a big thing. Like you need really good GPS to get into specific
Mm.
programs and stuff. And it helps, right? I think 2, 3, maybe especially 4 years down your career, nobody's gonna ask you what your GPA is. Nobody really
Yeah,
cares.
that's true.
But initially, it helps.
Pressure's high.
The pressure's high, but like it's also like people also find a job who don't have, you know,
Mm-hmm.
1.3. It's fine, I think. But yeah, it helps if you have a very specific idea that I want to go into, I don't know, consulting like Kinsey. Yeah, you need a very good GPA because that's what they base it on,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, like people also say it doesn't matter at all. Does matter. Think about it. If there's a company and two people are the same and one has a higher GPA, of course they'll hire them, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, true. But it's sometimes also a bit, yeah, with this whole, like, it's the same with the school system, right? How much does this number really says about your
Hmm.
abilities and
Yeah.
your what you can do and how smart you are? Sometimes it's also luck. Sometimes, yeah, there's so many circumstances why you get this grade or how you get there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't think it's a like a matter of how smart you are. Like there's so many smart people I know, like in real life smart, not just book smart, who don't have very good GPAs and they've done so well. Some people I know who are also like have very good GPAs who are not that smart. They're not very good at communication. They don't know how to work with people. These things become important. But on average, yeah, if you think about from a company perspective, they don't really know how to judge people, right? They only have this thing to go on to say, okay, a good GPA means you've worked hard for 3 years.
Yeah, I get that, but that's a bit sad, right? Like one
Yeah,
of my professors, he also we just talked about this actually, that if you wanna like study BWL, for instance, at LMU,
hmm.
you need to have an NC, right?
What is that?
And like numerus clausus.
Wow, what is that?
That's like that is also the average number of your Zeugnis, your
Okay.
Abitur certificate. Yeah.
Hmm.
So you also needed a 1.7 at
Hmm.
least or something, yeah. And he also said he doesn't like this
Hmm.
concept because why should I judge someone just because of their grade and they have a maybe a 2 point something,
Yeah.
and then just because of this I'm not allowing them to study something they want to study.
Hmm.
So why is this boundary? You know what I mean? Why are
Yeah.
these? But he also said because then he talked with LMU and stuff, and but then they said, yeah, but you have an idea how else we can do it?
Hmm.
Like, what is our frame? Like, we
Yeah.
cannot let everyone in
Yeah.
because there's not that much like abil- um, yeah, there's just too many students. Then
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And yeah, then he said also, yeah, I don't know what is a better
Yeah. It's the same thing
option.
for companies also, right? Like the companies who require this big GPA thing, they're just like, yeah, it just shows that you worked hard and you figured out how to do it in 4 years. So yeah, it's not perfect, I think. Definitely not. Definitely not perfect. Yeah. Also really doesn't show how happy you are and stuff in life also. Right? Like yeah, if you
Yeah,
have a high GPA, like to be honest, nobody's really asking my GPA 2 years down the road,
yeah,
for my undergraduate especially. Right? It helps to go to a master's also, etc. And it's easier when you've gone through it. It's easier for now me to say it that oh it doesn't matter now. But I think when you're in school, definitely take care of your GPA, right? If you can. Definitely take care of it, but also don't just have this. Basically, just there needs to be some balance, is what I'm trying
Mm-hmm.
to say. There's in your school you meet both kinds of people. One who are like, oh, it doesn't matter at all. It's like, yeah, it does matter. That's why it's there, right? But at the same time, people who are also like, oh, if you don't have a 1.3, then you're screwed. That's also not true. It's also not
Yeah,
true at all.
yeah,
Yeah, I think it matters less in Germany, but I think it still matters. But that's the dingo.
yeah. So good luck for everyone who is giving some exams soon
Yeah,
or is already
yeah, and
into
I
it.
think it's gonna be okay. Don't make it, I would say, difficult for yourself to say, no, I need to pass all these. Oh, and what if I just have to extend it for 6 months? It's gonna be okay.
Yeah,
That's fine, right? Like, it's not the end of the world if you take 6 more months to do your degree. Who's gonna ask you like 10 years down the road that you took 6 months to pass
true,
it?
true. But you don't feel the pressure from society that that's your age, now you've been done, now you need to have a job, then you need to build a house and blah blah blah.
I think it's always there, but I think it's less in Germany, to be honest. Most of the people that I was doing a master's were doing it at 28, 27,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's good. They think that's a good thing. They can live their life a bit and then do all of these things instead of being like, at 18 you need to start your degree. It's like, who cares? Just what works for you. If you need an extra few years to work, whatever, do that. Everyone's circumstances are different.
Mm-hmm.
But there's definitely pressure, yeah. And it's also sometimes difficult if you have pressure from family, pressure from your friends. But I think when you go over it, then you realize it, most of it doesn't really matter what people are saying to you, you know.
So it just matters what you think is
Yeah,
best.
what works for you, right? Like, your circumstances are so different from other people. Everything you do, your hobbies, the work you do, the life you have. If you start listening to everyone, then it's like, then you're never going to do what you're good at, what works for you.
Yeah, true. It's true.
People start their, I don't know, studies at their 30s, etc. It's like, good for them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? Do what works for you. It's also, maybe it's a philosophical thing. Like, I also personally feel recently I've gone into this direction that you're only getting one life. Like, if you're just gonna spend it thinking about what other people are saying, that, oh, you didn't graduate at 26, you graduated at 29 or 30 or whatever, then it's the biggest thing. Like, who cares? Who cares? Who's defining this? You know,
Yeah.
people can also turn that equation around and be like, oh, you just did what everyone else is doing, and you don't know anything about how it is to work or do something else, and you're just in this, rush. Of course, now this is not to say that it doesn't help if you've done with these things early and then you have more time to do things other than that, but it's like, that doesn't work for everyone. Everyone
Mm-hmm.
has different circumstances, right? There's this a general rule, and when you try to apply a general rule to everyone, then there's always problems.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm a good example. I'm 24. I'm just started at university,
Yeah,
so
it's like,
this is.
it's perfectly fine. Like, that's what I'm telling you. Like, the people that I was studying with at TUM were also like much older than me. I also follow this guy on Instagram. He's also from Germany. I think he's also like 30 and he's doing his
Mm-hmm.
undergraduate, right? And he's happy. It's like, why not,
Yeah,
right?
it's the most important thing.
Exactly. Like, I think, and he's also not from Germany, right? So he's probably from somewhere else. And if, I think he have also thought about that. Oh, if I want to start over and start my life and do a bachelor's in Germany as opposed to just staying wherever he was, I don't know, Mexico or something, then he would have never done it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's like, who cares? And if I think most people that you talk to who are in their 30s and 40s, they're more of this opinion that, yeah, just take the time to do all of these things that you want to. Why not?
True. So,
Wow, philosophical discussion today.
Wise words from Mr.
Hmm.
Wow, wow, wow. We're impressed.
Aga? But yeah, so that's the chai today. That exams are coming,
Yeah.
right? I had a chance. Speaking of exams, I had a chance to go to the Bagisha Start Bibliothek.
Mm-hmm.
Very pretty.
Very nice. Very close to LMU campus,
Exactly,
actually.
yeah. And I also didn't really see a place to sit and eat there, so I brought some lunch and then I went to actually the fountain close to LMU to have some lunch. Super nice.
That's a nice place.
It's
Truly.
very nice place, I think.
Really nice.
Very nice weather,
Nice people.
nice people, obviously.
Well dressed.
Always, I think LMU people are always well dressed. Love that. Didn't really happen when I was at TUM, to be honest. Not a lot of well dressed people. Of course, there are some, but most people. I think you also talked to one of our friends, Azim, right? He was saying the same thing that people just showed up in shorts and Birkenstocks.
Yeah. True.
It's like, yeah, maybe just, I mean, anyone can do whatever they want, but maybe just wake up 30 minutes earlier, right?
Yeah, I think at LMU everyone is really, really chic.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the end, everyone can dress
Yep.
however they want to. But yeah, I really like this area also. It's
This
really
whole area,
nice.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, there are a lot of libraries around, not just
True.
Bayerischer. Also, LMU has, I think they in total have 17 libraries.
That's a lot of libraries.
Yeah. And yeah, they're really pretty. Like all of them. Like it a lot. It's
Mm.
really cool. It's a cool environment.
Yeah.
Sometimes a bit um quite quiet
Mm.
for me. So we have also like another study room, or probably multiple ones, but I just know this one. Where you can also bring your food
Yeah.
to your
That's
table
important.
and stuff. And there are also like different rooms where you can also actually talk with
Mm.
someone, which is also sometimes nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, library is also really good for just this very deep focus.
Yeah.
It's a good environment, I think, to be
Yep.
in, right? To finish something.
Think so too. Yeah. No, definitely. I think in the BSB, the Bagisha one, they're pretty strict also that you can't bring like food, not even close, even if your laptop is not in a clear bag, then they're like,
Yeah, not even the laptop bag
mm,
is allowed. Truly, they're very strict. But yeah, I mean,
makes sense here.
there's so many books that they don't want you to destroy them or take
Yeah.
them out or whatever you're planning on doing.
Whatever you're planning on doing there, yeah. No, for sure. But yeah, I like the fact. I think Munich also has generally very good libraries.
Yeah,
You need a place to work. Deutsches Museum Library is also super nice.
I haven't been. I think the one I went at LMU was Philologicum.
Hmm.
It's really nice, and Historicum is also really nice. And I just went there actually to uh, do my lecture.
Hmm.
So I didn't go to the actual lecture. I like re-watched it then online.
Yeah. So do you are you these days not going to the lectures but
Uh,
watching it online?
so not all of them are online.
Hmm.
Just I think LMU was never this university. They were like, yeah, let's also film or take the voice like as a
Yeah.
podcast. They were always like we're university like present university,
Hmm.
not an online university.
Hmm.
So we also want that the students are coming,
Hmm.
which makes sense. But then when COVID started, then they had to, right?
Yeah.
There was nothing was going on campus. Everything was online. Even the exams were online.
Yeah.
So and that's why since then they have all now everything they need to
Hmm.
like film it, and they have the microphones and whatever, all this stuff. And that's why some of the courses now started to also film or record their
Hmm.
classes, which I
That's very good.
really, really like. Not that I don't want to go to uni, I like to go, but some days maybe you can't go for
Yeah.
work, whatever reason, or you can just re-watch it in your exam season.
Yeah, and I think it's also like you say, it's convenient, right? Like if the lecture is 4 hours
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have enough time to say 4 hours you want to spend there, just use that time to watch it at 2x
Yeah,
or 1.5x.
and it's really good, and then you can also pause it, take some notes,
Exactly.
look
Yeah.
at the book, whatever, and then you just continue.
Yeah.
Or you could just go back if you didn't
Exactly.
understand something, watch it again. So I like it, but you can definitely see some professors are really pro, like, yeah, we should do everything online
Yeah.
also and have everything online, and some of them are really like, yeah, we're not coming, that's your fault. So
Yeah, that's always the case. It's also,
how was it at home?
I think it was the same. Some courses were super online, some were just not at all.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it's interesting, but I also did the same thing that, especially during exam season, I was like, I don't want to spend 4 hours just in a lecture, and I would rather do it at my own pace.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's much better. You can make notes, you can do all of these things. But yeah, some professors, they were just like, yeah, if you're not coming, then it's your fault. But interestingly, we also had this that some courses they said we don't have an online lecture,
Mm-hmm.
but there were some recorded lectures somewhere on, I don't know, online, and you could find it and then watch it there.
That's
So that was,
interesting.
yeah, that was interesting. I don't know, yeah, how that took place, but yeah, I think a lot of these big classes they had online
Mm-hmm.
lectures, right? Because some of them were also in Garching, so they were
Yeah,
like, not everyone's coming to Garching,
true.
and I think that's a nice thing that they recorded it then.
But did you still like to go, or was it then for you, oh, I have this online lecture, so I'm never gonna go back to campus?
I think for Garching ones, I was like, I don't want to go there unless it
Mm-hmm.
was an in-person one. So there was a couple of business school classes that weren't recorded, so it was very also like applied, like you had to talk a lot, so
Mm-hmm.
you had to go because there was also a lot of group project.
Mm-hmm.
But there was like especially these big engineering courses which were in Garching. I used to live like close to the U6 at that time, and then it was 1 hour going and 1 hour coming back. So that's 2 hours. On top of that is like a 3 hour
Really?
lecture or whatever, 2 hour lecture, right? So that's like 4 hours is gone. And then I was like, maybe I just
For
want to
one lecture.
exactly per day. So I was like, yeah, it just doesn't make sense to go and just watched it online. But yeah, I think it was pretty good. I didn't think I missed out on anything
Yeah.
where I would have gone to the lecture and been like, oh, yeah,
Yeah. I mean, some of the professors say they don't do it because they think, yeah, then no one is showing up here anymore, and then you're just staying at home. I don't really think that, like, maybe some people are like this, that they like to stay at home every time and watch everything or do everything at home. But for me, it's also this, like, the same with the home office, right?
yeah,
Like, a home office is different from actually going to the office.
yeah,
And for me, it's the same with doing a lecture at home or going there.
yeah,
It's just also the spirit. You have your friends. You're in a different environment. You can talk a bit. Like, it's
yeah.
just a bit.
It's also fun sometimes, right? Like
Yeah.
there's some courses that I also really enjoyed going to. Some of them I didn't,
Mhm.
because it's also like, yeah, professors say that a lot of people don't come to the course, and I think it's a valid concern. But some professors, to be honest, are also just reading off the slides,
Yeah.
and then it's like I can do this at home, right?
True.
But yeah, I think you're right. Like being in the environment really helps.
Yeah.
The best thing is if there's a lecture which you actually enjoy going to.
Yeah. I think it really depends on the course and also on the person
Yeah,
who's giving the lecture.
yeah, definitely. There was this one course I remember at TUM where it was just like the professor also said, oh, well, nobody comes to the lecture, and nobody did go to the lecture. And the reason was he was just reading off the slides. And it was a big engineering course that I think everyone had to take. It's like that's the worst situation to be in
Mhm.
as a student also. That you have to pass it, But at the same time, it's like, guys, I can also read off the
Yeah.
slides, right? But but I think it's also on, of course, on the students to go, but it's also a bit on the lecturers to make it engaging,
Yeah.
right? Not just put it all on the students to be like, no, you need to come. Yeah, but it's also your job
Yeah.
to make it engaging for students, so they should or want to come.
Yeah. I think you can also like, I mean, yeah, you can also see it like which courses are more popular, but you can also see it like which professors make it like more interesting, so
Yeah,
then the audience is filled.
yeah, yeah, definitely. The course that I was talking about that was in Garching, it was always filled, like the
Mm-hmm.
business course, because the lecture was so good. Like it was so nice,
Mm-hmm.
super engaging. There were barely any slides. It was mostly like discussion based.
Yeah.
And then you also had to prepare for it, which I liked. Yeah, I think it really depends on the professors. You could tell also great professors from moderate ones
Mm-hmm.
how good their lectures are, right?
Think so too. Yeah. Yeah, it really depends. Also now it's summer, so and the English garden is so close to
Oh
LMU.
yeah,
So I think that's why it's also not that filled anymore.
yeah.
Like yeah, but there was also this one exercise we had that was just uh on 3 different dates.
Mm-hmm.
So and they titled it as like, yeah, it was very important and you should go, and it's something different from the lecture and
Yeah.
from the other exercise. So I was like, yeah, okay, let's go. I went to the first one. The first one was like, I think a lot of students went
Mm.
because they were like, yeah, it should be important. And it was so bad.
Yeah.
So bad organized, no structure. Then you need to do something with Excel, yeah.
Mm.
And this, what he did was completely wrong.
Ah,
So we couldn't follow it. Yeah,
that's good.
it was not possible to solve it because the equations were wrong. So yeah. So then it was just basically 1.5 hours sitting there for no reason
Mm.
with no solution.
Mm.
And then I was like, okay, let's see how the second one is. So I went there. This time it was very empty
Mm.
and it was almost as bad as the first one. And then I was like, okay, let's give it. I also tried the third one and it was even emptier, and it was like also it was done after an hour, which
Mm.
is usually 2 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just skipping like, yeah, you need to do this, blah, 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 blah. And I was at the end like, what was actually the exercise there?
Yeah.
So it was really not good at all.
Yeah.
I don't know what they thought when they were doing this, but this was, yeah. Sometimes yeah, there was again also new course, right? So
Mm.
they haven't really figured it out, I guess, yet.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that was not so good. So you could also see there was no one, and this was also not an online lecture. Obviously, you have then like the link to the Excel also,
Mm-hmm.
but I think you didn't miss out on what
Yeah.
he said.
Yeah. It's also these exercises also it's similar to professor depends on who's teaching it. A lot of the times it's great, and a lot of the times it's just like there's no point in going. I'll just do it myself because not on this topic but slightly different. There was this one also an engineering course that I took in Garching, and then they accidentally assigned me to a room where because they're basically like close to I think 400 people that were taking the lecture. So they obviously had to divide students into
Mm-hmm.
different like lab exercises
Okay.
after the exam, and they accidentally assigned me to like a German one.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went and everyone was speaking German. I was like, okay. Then I stayed there for a good 30 minutes. And then I was like, yeah, there's no point. I don't get anything.
Yeah, yeah.
So then I just also left. And then I didn't go to the another group also because the timing didn't work because of another class.
Yeah,
That's also a thing, right? Like sometimes you these courses have lab exercises, but they're during other lectures.
true. Sometimes to like to structure all these classes
Yeah,
also with your daily life and
yeah,
work, like especially when you're working, this is not so easy. Like
yeah,
to go to actually every lecture,
yeah,
and that's why it's also good that sometimes if something is online,
yeah,
so you're not like, damn it, I didn't go, so I missed everything.
yeah,
So, but yeah, there's some courses I really enjoy going in person because I also like the professor and I like the way they teach it.
yeah,
And but there are some courses I'm also like, I'm not sitting there for 4 hours. And then after that, I'd be like, I need to watch it again because after the first 2 hours, I'm so tired.
yeah,
In the second half, I probably will not get anything. You know
yeah,
what I mean? It's just,
yeah,
I think it's so long, and even if he's trying, it's just like, yeah, who's like still getting everything?
yeah. No, that's true. But you also mentioned English Garden. English Garden is a bit crazy these days. Like,
It's so funny actually, because when you see it when you leave the Oni
yeah,
building, they're standing there already with their, what's that called, like these air water
hmm,
bags, what
yeah,
is
the
this,
raft thing.
yeah, like you can fill it with air
Yeah, and then
and then
go
swim on
on.
it.
Yeah, yeah,
What is it called, like a swimming ring or something like this,
yeah,
mattress, swimming
something
mattress,
like this.
yeah.
Yeah,
So they have like so many of them and then they go in groups down the road and you already know, okay, where they're going, so they're
yeah,
going to Eisbach
mm,
in English Garden. And then when you're actually there, it's so crowded.
yeah, but
Like literally, it's insane.
yeah,
And
this,
then it is a river, right? So like it's not huge, but I
yeah.
don't know how you can say it in English. Is there a smaller word for river?
I think it's a small tributary. Like it's just not. It's not a river, right? Like it's very narrow.
Like a stream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So yeah, it's very fast also.
Yeah,
So it's not like you go in like in a lake and then you
yeah,
come out. So you go in and you come out 2 kilometers away
yeah.
from the starting place or something. So looks like a lot of fun. I haven't done it yet. You? Did
No, I
you
haven't done.
jump in?
No.
No.
But when I did jump in, but only like at the place where it's very slow.
Okay.
So towards the beginning
Yeah.
when it's really slow. But yeah, it does also look a bit. I think it's super fun and everything, but sometimes it also looks a bit gefährlich, like
Yeah.
dangerous.
It
That
looks a bit
if you don't
dangerous.
know how to swim properly, then maybe don't go in. Right? I don't know what the legal thing is there. I don't want to say something wrong to be like, oh, you should go there. I don't know if it's allowed even.
I don't know either because when you go closer to the Eisbach wave,
Yeah,
there are a lot of signs of like uh danger,
yeah,
don't
exactly.
swim, and then like even a school.
Yeah,
Mm,
I think they also closed the Eisbach Welle,
yeah, that's
right?
what well is closed for
Yeah,
now. I still saw some surfers there,
recently.
which just yeah walked around the gates,
Hmm.
and then yeah, and there are also a lot of signs like open it again, and
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, it's a bit crazy, but I think Munich doesn't really know what to do.
yeah. I think it's depends, right? Like if you're a surfer, then you like you need to open it again.
Yeah,
But if you're the authorities, just like also makes sense because they weren't able to figure out how that person really died,
yeah,
like what part under it got stuck,
yeah,
and then they
yeah,
were able. I mean, if they want to spend enough money on it, they probably will eventually find out. But I don't know how they're going to do it. So now, for now, it's closed.
yeah. Maybe they're just now letting it sit for a while and then
Yeah,
reopen it next year or something like
yeah,
this. I don't know, but for now it doesn't look like it's gonna open in the next month.
yeah. Because it's the prime, it's
Yeah,
the best time,
right
right?
now it's
But yeah, like I
hurricane
mean,
season.
the stream thing. I don't even know if you're allowed to do it. But last time I went was like literally dozens of people there.
Everyone, yeah,
Everyone was doing
everyone's
it.
just going in,
Yeah,
and it looks like a lot of fun. Like I said, I well, we should probably also try it one
yeah.
day. But
If it's allowed,
um,
because we're rule followers.
true, true. And yeah, but yeah, it's a crazy experience, but it's cool. I should
Yeah.
go after uni immediately to English garden. I think that's the most LMU student thing you can do.
Yeah.
And then you also need to take a lot of beer and
True.
put it in the ice to cool it.
Yeah.
And then you pretend that you also studying, right? You pick your
That's
book,
so. Hmm.
and but actually the book is just there to you can put something on it, like a little table.
Hmm. At home, the English garden unfortunately is too far away.
Yeah,
So I think you can. What do you do? I think
pinacothek.
Pinakothek. Yeah, I
It's
think you
nice.
just sit there. There's also a lot of activities going on there.
Königsplatz is also a nice
Königsplatzs.
place
So
to
yeah.
sit.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of like, which is also LMU, but a lot of cafes also around.
Yeah.
But you have like also Lidl.
Yeah, that's really good.
This is too good.
Yeah, I didn't find when I was also studying at BSB, I didn't find a lot of like grocery stores within like 5-7 minutes
Yeah,
or
there's a
even ten
Netto,
minutes.
but this is really far.
Yeah. So
And
if you need like a quick drink or something to eat, you can't really get
yeah,
it.
it's always a bit expensive then because
Yeah.
there's a Edeka maybe. But yeah, the deals were honestly it's perfect.
Yeah, exactly. It's
It's
just
very
outside
easy.
and then you go and get the food. I did that so much during classes, like I got like a bread or hummus or something like that, and then it's perfect for a quick
Yeah,
snack. Right? But yeah, I think there's a lot of fancy places close to LMU though, right? But obviously more expensive.
yeah, too fancy sometimes. Like these already the bakeries,
Yeah,
like you pay 5 or more for bread.
it's like yeah, I need to relax.
Okay,
It's also
thank
sometimes
you.
also not even that good, right? Like these €5 cafes. It's like yeah, but I don't know if that coffee was better than the one that I had at a laundromat
Yeah,
for €1.
yeah,
Right. So yeah, that's also a thing. But I think they're usually very full. I think a lot of people still go
yeah. They
to
love
these
it.
places.
I think they love to go out and enjoy, which is nice,
Yeah, it's a nice activity.
especially with the nice weather now these days. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's just a bit expensive.
yeah. But I think this whole city is quite expensive.
Yeah,
What up?
truly.
Like
Munich is one of the most expensive cities, I
I think
think.
it's actually the most expensive, even more than Berlin.
Yeah. So in Berlin, I think you also can find still some cheap food also.
Yeah,
They have a lot of options also. It's
yeah. I think Burgermeister came to Munich, right?
true also,
Yeah.
not too far from Munich. Münchner Freiheit. Yeah, but have you tried it?
No, I've tried it in Berlin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was good. But everything opens close to Münchner Freiheit. Münchner Freiheit is really
Yes,
popping.
pop.
Like a lot of restaurants, like this whole street close to Münchner Freiheit, so
True.
popular. Everything's
Yeah,
there.
that's why I think you should go.
True.
Should go out in the sun in the English garden,
True.
grab a burger, and then enjoy, and just forget about exam and work. Because it's also Sunday.
True. I think you should do that. Cool. Then let's do that. Because it's Sunday.
Great. Okay.
Yeah, cool. Then yeah, we'll see you in the next one. And enjoy your holiday. And
Yeah, true. Someone's going on vacation also.
yeah,
Have fun for all the hard workers. Have a good exam season.
yeah, have fun.
And yeah, we're coming back next week.
Yeah. See you then.
Bye
Ciao.
bye.